Alright, welcome back to this video. In today's video, I'm showing you how to wire up a haltech Nexus Rebel LS. So, this ECU right here, of course, it's the kit that you get. I'm doing this on my mate's car. He's just building 180SX drift car. So, you'll be seeing this a little bit in the videos, but yeah, we've already ran all the wiring here, injectors, that's air temp, and then we got coils disconnected. But yeah, we had all the wiring running, but yeah, we had this, he ran a main wire down to the starter. So as you can see, it's running down here, and I'm trying to do the rest of the wiring with the haltech. So he's running it out there because the exhaust is on the inside, so we can't run it on the inside. So I'm thinking of putting something around there like I'm pointing out here, and then the haltech also comes with an auxiliary wire right here that you can use for anything. So I'm using it to run the starter for the solenoid. It's 25 amp wire, so like fused wire I mean. So yeah, he's already ran an old wire already in there for the trigger wire, but I'm going to get rid of that and put the haltech one in it because it's got like a braided sort of sleeve over it to help it from rubbing. So yeah, build it very similar to mine because so you got the same kit and everything else like that. But yeah, you can see the trigger wires further up, so he can we'll just pull the trigger wire out here, and then I just used basically the end is to say like a spade end to it that you push over the other end. So I'm gonna put that out. I need to cut the haltech wire down because that haltech wire was too long, so I got to cut that down and use the same plug that he had to run it into the trigger wire on the starter. See where I need to chop it because this is way too long. They just go to where it needs to, so I'll run this under and we'll get it sort of to where it needs to go and chop it and get it all sorted. I'll show you guys after I chop it and get it into the right spot. Alright, so basically right here I finally did put the other end on it. So the other haltech wire was a bit too big, so I cut off the end that my mate did for his other one, for his other trigger wire, and put it on there. I put the soldering these things, I can't remember what they're called, but they're amazing to use. You heat them up with a heat gun or a lighter and they solder it the wires together. So I taped up the electrical tape on the on like the braided end to keep it from fraying, and it's basically ready to be pushed underneath and pushed into the starter. But yeah, it is the auxiliary wire from the haltech, so it isn't specifically for starter, so you can use it for anything you want. But here I'm showing it also has its own fan wiring in the kit, so I ran it over here, wired it into the plugs. He was planning on running 2 fans, one inside, one outside. We've only been running one inside so far because the car is now finished from when I'm putting this video up. But yeah, it's still wired to run 2 fans. But yeah, now I gotta plug that in and it's ready to go. Alright, so with this car, we've basically almost got everything done to it. I'll show you guys here. So basically we just took this off my brother-in-law's bloody 31 just to make sure we got an air intake temp that will work. Basically everything else, we just need to put the spark plug leads in. I've done the wire down here that you guys saw me just do just before, the trigger wire, and done in the haltech sort of covering part. So that's all down there done. We got this wire up here, which I think was O2 sensor. Yes, it's O2 sensor. We're not, don't have the O2 sensor in it just yet. I don't think we're going to run it. With my S13, my drift car, I've got mine tuned out of it, so I don't have no O2 sensors. Mine does run on E85, but this will be running on 98. So but yeah, everything else wiring wise is fine. Inside here I've mounted everything up on the actual top firewall piece. It's good when you actually have a car that actually has a firewall instead of like mine. Mine, when I tried to fit a barrow in it, they've cut the whole firewall back and they have the whole thing all the way back here, where at least this was a full car with an SR20 in it, and he's just done the trans tunnel exactly to what he needs. So yeah, we got the haltech can extender thing up on the wall there. We got my other extender for all these little wires that we need to run off this brick for 12 volt, and then of course the Nexus ECU. So we got all that. Ignition is only just sort of connected for now by this here, just straight to there. I'll wire this up properly, but we just want to try and make sure that it's gonna run and run nicely with the haltech system. Of course, I got dash working. I don't think I ever showed that. And number pad, we're sort of working it out. I haven't really mucked with a haltech before, so it's all sort of new to me. But yeah, we have everything else plugged in. You need so this plug here is for for running different throttle bodies. So this one here, this one's got the plug, but it's plugged straight into the electric, the drive-by-wire throttle body. You have a different plug if you go on cable. So that's one main big difference. But yeah, I mean, fuel pressure and fuel pump run into the rear of the car, like you should. Is this locked? No, it's not. Cool. So I just ran, it's a bit green because it's been sitting in the shed when I painted my car. But yeah, I finished running all the wires to my to the fuel pressure, and then I did this before he put the car here. We'll just wire this up, and then he's made a tardia, which is putting the fuel pump wire across the back so that it's all nice and hidden. So yeah, you can run headlights and everything through the haltech. You just need to use the here they are, the inputs and outputs. So headlights would be an input. So most of the stuff that we're going to be running is inputs. So you have this, and you have the other plug that comes with it. So you pin the wires into it and you plug it in, and that gives you your other inputs. So these you can run like headlights through, hazards through, run all the main sort of extra things you want to do that isn't part of the harness. So because fuel pump, fuel pressure is already through there. I had an auxiliary wire, but I'm using that to start the starter. So that's all used up. Now it says inputs and outputs. Yeah, here they are. That's the 2 sensor as well. But yeah, it gave you this plug right here with all the pins, everything else you need to pin this up, and use this to plug everything into the ECU. So we'll be trying to do that a little bit more, but yeah, this is mainly everything we have done so far, and we'll get it started soon. Hear what it sounds like for the first time. And yeah, but haltech systems with the harness are pretty straightforward because everything is labeled, everything goes to every single other one. You can, not too difficult to mark anything up, so that's the good part and stuff like that. This wire here is down to your crank sensor. We ran this at the back. They're designed from haltech to run around the front of the engine, down there, and back to it, because the exhaust usually goes to the back. But he tight room and stuff, unlike what I did with mine. He has exhaust running forwards and around the front, so it's better to have this running at the back like factory, because then it doesn't burn it like they worry about. Ignition's connected. Fuel pump's primed. Here goes nothing. Let's give it a shot.